Namaste yogis, welcome to your practice. This is Stephen from Yoga Works. Today's class is called Movement Medicine. Now what is this? This is what I call what you do after a day that didn't run so well. It caused some stress, some anxiety, it felt like a struggle, and actually, to be honest, you're not feeling like doing yoga. You'd much rather pour yourself a glass of wine or switch on a Netflix series or scroll through your phone or anything else but to move your body. But we all know how that's going to feel, and we probably also know how it could feel after moving a little bit, even though it may not be the first thing that comes to mind. So that's what I want to show you today. The tendency when you feel stressed or a bit down, a bit depleted, a bit anxious, is to not do any movement. This is the first thing to go very often in our daily lives. And actually, what we're going to show is, what if we get on the mat regardless of how we feel, and we just adapt what we do instead. So what we're going to do today is really simple, really repetitive movements with an aim to feel good, to move our body, to sort of drop out of our head and into a bit of a sense of flow. And let's see what kind of difference we can make. I've had one of those days, so that's why I'm recording this. The last thing I wanted to do is record, but I said, let's just share what works for me. So hopefully it does the same for you. Let's start in a simple cross-legged position. And just cross right shin, or I'm starting left shin in front of right, doesn't matter. One shin in front of the other, and instead of just being static and sitting there and stretching the hips, we're just going to move a little bit side to side. So fold forward until it's worth your while, it's interesting for you, and sway a little bit side to side. These gentle movements, they give a bit of a soothing effect to your body and mind, almost letting you know that everything is all right. It's okay to relax, to unwind a little bit here, even though you've been having a tough time. Just swaying side to side, seeing if you can get into those outer hip muscles from slightly different angles. And just touching on a little bit of challenge, but not going too far. This is really important for today's class. So keep it quite mild. And then lift up, cross the legs the other way. And do the same, lean a bit forward until you feel something, a little bit of a stretch. And then instead of staying there, move side to side. So you're just swaying your upper body over the left knee, over the right knee. You can add any other movements that feel good. But this is probably enough just to get to these muscles from a couple of different angles. At the same time, you're dropping in, you're allowing the mind not to be at the foreground of this activity, and just using your body to create a sense of calm and peace. It may take a while, it might not be immediately from the very first movements. And open the legs wide. Again, instead of static in the pose, folding forward, staying there, we're going to be moving a little bit. So just reach with your right hand to your left ankle, leg, foot, whatever. And then do the opposite to the other side. You might reach your foot or you may not. It doesn't matter at all. It's totally unimportant. And just do that a couple of times. Reaching, you can have the other hand behind you to support. Don't go fast, because that's going to create, that same kind of rush probably that got you here in the first place. So you want to slow it down, but not that it becomes sluggish and you're starting to overthink again. You want to move at the right pace so that your mind thinks, oh, this is interesting, I'm doing something fun, but it doesn't become overwhelming. It's quite a fine balance we're seeking in this class today. Nice. Last one, left hand to right foot, or whichever one you didn't start with. I'm going to sit sideways. All we're going to do is cross the legs, lean a little bit forward. You can reach with the hands, and then lift up. Mini boat pose, we're not holding it, just to cross the legs and reach forward again. So do that a couple of times. You're just lifting up enough to cross the legs and fold. And we're not holding any position. We're just transitioning through and finding a bit of a rhythm that feels calming and that builds your confidence. You can do it, and it's not too much. And you're quite active at the same time, which could be nice after if your day involves a lot of sitting or maybe meetings, for example. Some movement medicine might be just what you need. Nice. So one more to each side. Take your time. Last one. Nice. And then back to the wide-legged position we just came out of. We'll do side bend. So with your left hand, reach to the right knee and the right arm can go overhead. And then swap it around like you're holding a giant beach ball as you turn. There's this big circle with the arms. Don't worry how far you get. We're not trying to get to the foot. We're not trying to get to anywhere physically. We're trying to get to a calmer state after a challenging day with a little spoon of movement medicine. So keep that in mind. It's an important distinction. You're not trying to stretch more. You're not trying to get better at any yoga poses. You're not trying to perfectly align your body in any kind of defined shape. You're moving to feel better. That's our aim today. And in some other classes, we do have those other goals. So keep that, that flexibility to change your focus as you move through your practice. Once more to each side. Nice. Then you can go back to the legs crossed in front of each other. This is option one. Or if it feels good, you can have hands behind you, and without using your hands, you can cross right ankle to left knee, fold it a bit forward, and then swap around left ankle to right knee. So it's touching on double pigeon. Not the most comfortable pose for me. That's why my knee stays quite high. That's just as far as it goes. But I must say this does feel quite good just to get a bit of a deeper stretch in those outer hips and to stay with that movement, those calming, repetitive, simple movements. If this is too much for you, then please stay with the ankle, the shin in front of the other shin, just simple cross-legged. For me, on some days this is too much, and on some days I feel like this deep stretch. And for some people this is going to be super easy, but I'm not one of them, at least in this pose. Nice. You can try to link your breath to the movements. Maybe inhales as you come up, exhales as you fold a little bit, or whatever works at the moment. One more each side. Not stopping in any particular position, and it feels quite good to move your body in this active way. Nice. Now place your feet a bit more than hip distance apart with one knee inside the other foot. Nice. So watch the feet, they're going to stay in the same place. Hands can go behind you, and then just windscreen wipe your knees side to side. I really love this movement. It just feels so so positive, just to move the thigh bone inside the hip socket. And as you do this a few times, hopefully you feel this goes smoother and smoother, especially after a little warm-up with some good hip stuff. Couple more, just windscreen wiping. Good, and then come onto hands and knees, and let's do some simple cat and cow. It doesn't get more simple than that in terms of movement and repetitive, simple things that can make our mind relax. So just some good old cat and cow. Enjoy the familiarity It's like coming home in your body. I don't need to explain anything. You don't need anatomical instructions. You know exactly what to do. You're arching and extending your spine, and you're linking the breath to these two positions. Hopefully you're moving at your own pace and you're not sort of falling asleep and you're not rushing ahead. You're sort of in the middle. Fast enough so it's interesting, slow enough so it's calming, doesn't feel rushed. Nice. Step your right foot forward and then really simple. Move the right hip back, move the right hip forward. So in the process, this right knee is going to straighten a little bit more, creating more of a stretch in the right hamstring. But don't worry if this knee doesn't straighten all the way, you can keep it a little bit bent. And again, don't focus on the thing that's most obvious, which is a hamstring stretch. We're focusing on how can I move to get rid of that sort of pent up stress in the body, in the mind. We're moving with the intention of feeling better by the end. So keep that in mind. Two more. Pull the hip back. You can lift the toes at the end. And last one. Nice. Step back. Cat and cow, but sideways. So how this works, you may not have done this before. We're first moving right shoulder to the right and the right hip to the right. So you're scrunching this right side body together. And you can move the head up to the right as well. So you're looking down at your right hand and do the same to the left, crunching left side together, left shoulder, left hip, left head, I was going to say. All move to the left, your left head and then your right head. Right. Doesn't make any sense sometimes what yoga teachers say. Or maybe I should just speak for myself and not about all the yoga teachers. But it's a sideways cat and cow. You just feel the one side is lengthening, the other one is contracting. Quite nice and repetitive, simple movement. And then step left foot forward. Hands can stay down and move the hip back and move it forward. Nice. Couple of times. Adjust your distance so it feels doable. And then I like to lift the toes as I lift back to get into the calf, the Achilles a little bit more. But see what works for you. And with every movement, rocking backwards and forwards, can you get a little bit more relaxed? This is our goal today. We're not interested in the pose. We're not interested in how stretchy or strong we are or balanced. We know we're a little bit off balance. That's why we came to our mat instead of doing something that might take you more out of balance, isn't it? Like drinking alcohol or all of these things we like to do to escape a little bit. Last one. Nice. And then move back to the hands and knees. This time, move your hands a little bit further forward and then circle your hips around. Choose a direction. Remember which direction because later we're going to swap it around to the other side. Circle the hips and you're touching again on this whole range of motion without putting a lot of weight or a strain onto any part of the hip here. So try to choose really simple, really repetitive movements that feel amazing in the body and that let your mind relax as you are busy moving a little bit. 2 more circles. And then the last one. Good. Let me turn around so you see better. Step your right foot forward. Have the hands on the hips so you're lifting up into a low lunge this time. And then really simple, we're moving in, so forward and down with the hips, and then a little bit out. Now repeat this a few times you're just lunging deeper and then increasing the distance a bit. And again, don't push yourself to your very maximum so it becomes strenuous. Just touch on a little bit of challenge and then back off again, and then touch on it again, back off again. You might get deeper as you repeat this a few times, or maybe not, because remember, this is it's not our goal to stretch really deeply today. Nice. Then here, stop at the top position, step your foot 45 degrees. It's going to be off your mat at an angle. And then we're doing the same. You can have hand on the knee, one on the hip if you like. And we're moving in and out. We're just choosing a slightly different angle to get into these muscles, inner thighs, hip flexors. Those are the main ones that are going to be stretching here. And how's your mind? Can it just drop in? Don't think too much. Don't compare. Don't plan. Don't ruminate. Be just in this repetition of this pose right here. And then one more version. Step your right foot straight off to the side. So now you're at a 90-degree angle to where you started first. And we're going straight off to the side. A little bit more inner thigh work here. And again, always stop where you feel you've reached the end phase of that pose. No need to stretch further. One more. Nice. Come back to hands and knees and circle the hips around. Of course, we've all forgotten which side we circle the hips, or should I speak for myself again? I have no idea, but I'm sure it's not going to make a world of difference if we do the same side twice by accident. So circle around, feeling how the thigh bones move in the hips. And maybe you've stored all kinds of tension and restrictions somewhere in any of these areas we're touching on. If that's the case, just see if you can stir up some space and freedom in any of these places. Nice. Step left foot forward, hands to the front knee or to the hips, you can choose, and then move in and out. Nice. Couple of times. Nice and soothing. Choose a rhythm that works for you. It doesn't have to be the exact same of what I'm doing. And move in a way that feels positive, uplifting, confidence building for you. Not that you're struggling and you can't maintain it for a few repetitions. Good. Second position, off to a 45-degree angle. Maybe one hand to knee, one to the right hip. Move in and out. This could be a little bit sensitive on your bottom knee there. So if that's the case, just double up your mat if you want. Or put on a cushion or piece of clothing under that right knee to soften it a little bit. No need to hurt your knee in the process. Nice. And then last angle we're working on is 90 degrees, so straight, the foot straight in line with the hip on a sideways line. And then moving in and out. Ooh, this one feels quite restricted for me in this right inner thigh. So if that's the case for you, then don't push too hard. We're just touching on a slight bit of challenge in the nicest way possible. Last one. And then release. Good. Another little movement. We're going to step the hands further forward in a box shape. I like to tuck toes under for this one. Come back into a sort of child's pose. And then round the spine forward. Arch the spine back. Rounding forward. Arching back. Do that a couple of times. This is a nice spinal roll. Nice soothing movements. And all these movements should feel like, even if you had to do them for 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, or if you had to repeat them every day, it wouldn't be a strain. You would do it with pleasure. Now step right foot forward. Come onto a low lunge, so hands inside that front foot. If you want to make it a bit harder, you can also lift this back thigh, but I don't want to today. And then move side to side. So you're just wiggling around in that low lunge to change the angle of the spine to the hips. It's fine if your feet move and that knee moves a little bit. It's all good. So not holding any static position, because that's when your mind goes back to that unfinished thing, or that argument you had, or that difficult customer that was in your case, or whatever it is that made you more stressed today. No need to revisit. We're just getting rid of how it was stored in the body. And then does it solve the problem? No, this angry customer is still going to be there, but at the very least you'll have a bit more energy and space to deal with it. Nice. And then a couple of times come into a high, not high lunge, wide-legged forward fold, and then move side to side. Just sway side to side, so you're going towards your right foot, and you're going towards the left foot. Repeat a couple of times, hang the head down, relax the neck, and then just sway. I forgot to say I'm bending the knee that I'm swaying towards, and then as I move away, I straighten the leg I'm moving away from. So you get this nice, flowy, relaxing action. And it doesn't matter how you exactly interpret this or get this done in your body, just find a way. There's no one way to do all these movements. You move or you don't move. That's almost the two main distinctions. Once you get moving, great. You're going to have a lot of benefits, especially if you move in this gentle, circular, sustainable way. And then move to the other side. I'm just going to turn to this side, but you can also just step your other foot forward. So we're back in low lunge this time with left foot forward. And then move side to side. You can also move forward and back, but we've already done that kind of movement. So this is a little bit of a different angle. Again, to loosen the muscles around the hips. And at the end of this class, we'll also do a little bit of shoulder work. So if you're starting to think this area is left out, you're quite right, but we'll get to it. Nice. And then come into downward facing dog, just step back. And don't just stay static. There's nothing wrong with being static, but for this class, we're moving around. We're using movement as our medicine. So walk the legs out. You're bending one knee and stretching the other heel down, and then alternating. Just go side to side. You can add a little twist. Sometimes I like to turn one heel down, lean the hips to the opposite side. Then that's also fine. Nice. And then walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Bend your knees, start to roll up to standing, nice and slow. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. All the breath out. Inhale, flat back, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, forward fold again. We're just doing a half sun salutation. Inhale, rise, lift the arms. And exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale, rise, lift up. Exhale, fold down over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach to the top. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, we're adding on. Exhale, fold forward. Sun salutation is a great way to get out of your head. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot back, right knee down. Let's just do one breath, low lunge, lift the arms. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, lower the knees. And then push to child's pose. And round forward a couple of times. And arch back to child's pose. So we're replacing chaturanga or other poses, back bend, upper dog, with this simple little flow. A bit less intensity than chaturanga up dog, for example. But still good spinal movement and activation. Then back to down dog. Step right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, step to the front. Inhale to rise. Straight back down. Exhale. Use your belly. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot back. Left knee to the mat. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale to downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Arch your back to go back. Round your back to go forwards. Do that a couple of times. Simple, repetitive, soothing movements. Good, downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Step left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale the arms. Exhale, forward and fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, go back down. Let's do one more round like this. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, step right foot back. Keep the knee up this time. Inhale, arms, lift them up, crescent. Exhale for down dog. Nice. Lower the knees and do that little spinal wave. We've been doing that a couple of times. It's nice to do some repetition so that it gets stored in your body. You're going to remember that this feels really good, hopefully. One more. Downward facing dog, step right foot forward. Inhale, arms. Exhale, step to the front. Inhale, root to rise, go up. Exhale, fold, down, relax the head. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back, left knee up. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, down dog. Lower knees, you know what to do. Round and arch. Can you feel each part of your spine? Can you start to feel how the hips, the spine, the shoulders are connected to each other? Just pay attention to that. Last one. Downward facing dog. Step left foot forward. Inhale, arms. Exhale to the front. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath, slow breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, lift and reach up. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Nice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Repeat. Exhale, fold forward. 3 more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. 2 more. Inhale, flat back. Lose yourself in the movements. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Push down through the feet. Exhale, side bend to the left. Reach the right arm over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, go just as far as you need to feel something. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, chest forward. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, rise, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Continue. Inhale, just keep moving. Exhale, we're zapping all that anxiety away. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, the right foot back. Right heel to the mat. Warrior 2. Reach out through both arms. Nice. Inhale, we're going to straighten both legs and reach the arms up. On the exhale, sink down, or not sink down, that sounds bad, but rebend that front knee. Inhale to straighten the front knee, lift the arms. Exhale to rebend it. A couple of times. Inhale. Exhale. We're creating simple flows so we get like a meditative effect. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, that's 2. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, stay in warrior 2. Now inhale, reverse warrior, reach back with the left arm. Exhale, side angle. You can have elbow to thigh and the other one reaches up. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale, reach forward. 3 more. Inhale, you're getting into the sides. Exhale, the shoulders start to stretch a little bit. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, reach forwards. Nice. Back to warrior 2. I've been here for quite a while. I'm sure you feel that in the legs. Turn the toes parallel. Now actually, turn the toes out, the heels in, and come into horse. So we're sinking the hips down. Keep the chest upright for this one. Nice. And then have your hands inside your knees. Adjust the distance between the feet and the angle of the feet. It's a good thing so that the knees go out in the same direction as the toes. Nice. All we're going to do is turn left shoulder down, lift the right shoulder up, and look over the right shoulder. And then back to center. Turn the right shoulder down, lift the left shoulder up. Keep sitting down with the hips. Not all the way down, but you know what I mean. Inhale to center. Exhale, you're pushing both knees back, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, press the knees back and lower the hips down a little bit more. Back to center, 1 more each side. Twist, look up or back. Back to center, twist to the left. Nice. Hands down, downward facing dog. Nice. From down, you can either lower the knees and do that little rolling, flowing vinyasa that we've done before, or you can do the same in rolling forward into plank and then bending the knees to go back to down dog. A little bit harder because your knees are not down. There's a bit more weight on the arms. Let's do 2 more, round and arch back, round and arch back. Nice. Walk to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach out to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, keep going. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, the left foot back, left heel down. Sweep the arms up. It's warrior 2. Good bend in the front knee. Remember this. Inhale, straighten both legs, reach up with the arms. Exhale, rebend. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. There's no need to think, you know exactly what's coming. No surprises there. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. It's sometimes really nice just to do something that is known to you. Inhale, keep going. Exhale. Not incredibly complex, and sometimes even poses that you can't do. There's nothing wrong with learning those, but on a day where you're already a bit overwhelmed, it's good to keep it simple. Last one, lift and rebend. Now reach back, reverse warrior. Reach forward, hand like elbow to thigh here for side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior, keep the front knee bent. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, reach forward. 2 more. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, reach forward. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, nice. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Parallel the feet. Fold forward. Nice. You can release the hands. And then all we're going to do here is walk a little bit to the left side. You can hold this foot, or you can just walk your hands towards that side. It's fine. And then walk your hands to the other side, or hold something. A couple of times to the left, to the right. Don't worry about how exactly this looks or how far you go. Rather worry about, can you relax in these movements? And what do you need to do to get that done? It's a whole other different focus than often what we come to our mat with. One more each side, going to the left, going to the right. Nice. And then have a seat. Take a seat. It's the first time in this whole class that we're sitting down. We're moving for at least half an hour quite continuously. We'll let the lower body rest for a little bit and shift our attention to the shoulders. A couple of times, open the arms wide for cactus arms. Spread your fingers wide. Nice. And then on the exhale, you can close the elbows, squeeze them together, round your back a bit. Inhale, you can lift the head, look up, lift the chest. Exhale, broaden the upper back, squeeze elbows. Inhale, broaden, pull apart. Exhale, bring together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. When I say close, I mean the front body. Of course, the back body is opening. They are opposites. And last one, close. Inhale, open. Now, right elbow on top of the left elbow. I had to think about it for a while. Nice. If you do eagle arms, do that. If not, or hold opposite shoulders, that's fine. And then a couple of times, lift the elbows and lower the elbows. So instead of holding static pose, we're again introducing some movements. Just see how these different angles affect the feeling of the pose, maybe the muscle groups that are affected. And open the elbows, cactus arms. Left elbow on top of the right. Holding shoulders or holding hands, it's fine. Lift up, lower down. Almost like flossing the different muscles around the shoulders. Three more. Lift and lower. 2 more, lift and lower. And last one, lift and lower. Good. Next little shoulder movement. Ooh, that feels quite nice actually. Reach the arms out to the side. Gonna have right arm up, left arm down. And then this is Gomukhasana arms. But now don't wiggle side to side and try and clasp your hands together. Not for today. That sounds pretty stressful. We're just gonna swap around. On some days we do mobility work for the shoulders, and then sometimes we try not to touch the back. That's also not for today. So today you're totally allowed to touch your back or whatever else you want, and just move through the different poses. You're not holding, pausing any position. And then just see how does your shoulder feel when it's like this. You're not trying to go deeper. You're not trying to clasp your hands, although you might touch your fingers. Sometimes I do on the one side quite easily, and on the other side it just feels a little bit harder. There's like maybe I have a short arm and a long one. Probably more like a tighter shoulder and a more open one. But none of this is our concern. We're just creating a bit of space through movements. Nice. Release that. Let the hands rest in your lap. Take a few breaths. So now, for the first time in this session, we are sitting still. We're not moving, we're not repeating any positions. This is it. Close your eyes. If that feels good, rest here for a little moment. Rest your body on the mat. Rest your hands on the legs. Rest your mind in the head. Take a moment to feel a bit of gratitude to yourself instead of going for the regular things that sort of make you feel a bit better in a difficult moment. You have instead stepped onto your mat, even though you may not have really been keen to do movement right now. So against all the odds, you just ended up in this practice. You pressed play, you did what you could, and this is it. This is how you feel right now. We'll end with a little breathing exercise called a square breath or box breathing. I'll count you through it. Exhale all the breath out, empty completely. And then inhale for 2, 3, 4, pause, hold the breath for 4. And exhale for 2, 3, 4, hold the breath out for 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, pause for 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, pause for 4. Inhale 2, 3, 1, pause. Did I say 2, 3, 1? Okay, forget that. Exhale 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale 2, 3, 4, pause. No more dodgy counting. Exhale 2, 3, 4, pause. One more. Inhale 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and let the breath return to normal. Nice. Got about 1.5 minutes left. So what better to do with this than a good old Shavasana? Lie straight back down, relax your arms, relax the legs. How quickly can you drop in to a state of relaxation? Relax the back body on the mat. Relax the breath in the body. It's going to do its own thing. Don't worry about it. And let your head empty out into the mat. Maintain a curious attitude. As if you're thinking, I wonder what my next thought is going to be. And then watch what the breath, what the mind does. If you still got a little bit of time for your practice, then by all means stay here for as long as you like. A couple of minutes can really make a big difference. Or if that's it, 45 minutes is all you had set aside for your yoga time, then move your hands, move your feet, bend your knees, roll over to your side, and come up to sitting when you feel ready. Good. Bring your hands to your heart. Touch your hands to your forehead, to the heart center, and bow to yourself on the mat. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste, everybody. It means a lot that you've practiced, even though you were a little bit anxious, a little bit stressed today. I hope the movement medicine did exactly what it needed, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.